Okay, so once again, good afternoon, everyone. So, okay. So the ideas from organization theory to our understanding of the organizational activity of human resource management and its earlier personal management manifestation. So attention is also given to ways in which greater use might be made of organizational theory in the analysis of human resource activities and processes in the future. Human resource management processes are organizational processes. They occur within all work organizations and they cannot be understood separately from the way in which organizations themselves are perceived. So to discuss the management theory, please, you may start, Sir Ryan. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Dean. Good afternoon, classmate. My topic for today is about management theory. So, management theory has a different types of theory that they use about human resources. First, first is the scientific theory of Frederick Taylor. Frederick W. Taylor and his associates were the first people to study the work process scientifically. They studied how work was performed and they looked at how this affected workers' productivity. His philosophy focused on the belief that making people work as hard as they could was not as efficient as optimizing the way work was done. In his scientific management principles, he proposed that by optimizing and simplifying jobs, productivity would increase. He also advanced the idea that workers and managers needed to cooperate with one another. Taylor believed that all workers are motivated by money. So he promoted the idea of a fair base is pay for a fair base. Pay, sorry, a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. Meaning, if a worker didn't achieve enough in a day, he didn't deserve to be paid as much as another worker who has high productivity. So under Frederick Taylor, nakabuo siya ng four principle. So number one is replace working by rule of thumb or simply habit and common sense, and instead use the scientific method to study work and determine the most efficient way to perform scientific tasks. So dito sa number one, ang explanation is look at this job or task scientifically to determine the one best way to perform the job. This is a change from the previous rule of thumb method workers where the workers devise their own ways to do the job. So meaning po ng rule of thumb, ito yung sinasabi nila na do a job yung simplest or easiest way. So number two, rather than simply assign workers to just any job, match workers to their jobs based on capability and motivation and train them to work at maximum efficiency. Here in number two naman, you need to hire the right workers for each job and train them to work at maximum efficiency. So sa number two, monitor worker performance and provide instruction and supervision to ensure that they are using the most efficient ways of working. So dito, we need to monitor the worker performance and provide instruction and training kung kailangan nila so that mag-improve or magawa nila in a most efficient and effective way yung kanilang trabaho. Number four, allocate the work between managers and workers so that the managers spend their time planning and training, allowing the workers to perform their tasks efficiently. So here, number four, we need to divide the work between management and labor so that management can plan and train and workers can execute the task efficiently. So na-obsolete ang or nahinto ang paggamit ng scientific management theory ni Frederick Taylor noong 1930s. So next is administrative management theory by Henry FAYOL. Henry FAYOL is a mining executive and an engineer. Based on the concept of departmentalization, which means the different activities to be performed for achieving the common purpose of the organization should be identified and be classified into different groups of departments, such that that task can be accomplished effectively. So sa this theory, sa administrative management theory niya, that believe that more emphasis should be laid on organizational management and the human and behavioral factors in the management. Thus, unlike ang pagkakaiba po nila, hindi katulad ng scientific management theory ni Frederick Taylor, na ang more emphasis niya was on improving the workers' efficiency and minimizing the task time. At the other difference between these two is the administrative theory focus on improving the efficiency of the management first so that the process can be standardized and then moves to the operational level when the individual workers are made to learn the changes and implement those in the routines. So, ito, ang administrative management theory niya is nag-focus siya dun sa efficiency ng management. Hindi katulad sa scientific theory ni Frederick Taylor is mas nag-focus siya sa mga workers. So, Henry FAYOL as developed 14 principles of management that could apply to all organizational situations. First is the division of work. So, in division of work, the work should be divided among the individuals on the basis of their specialization, so as to ensure their full focus on the effective completion of the tasks assigned to them. So, dito, kung saan expert or saan mas may knowledge yung isang tao, dapat doon mo siya ilalagay. So, number 2, authority and responsibility. Here, authority and responsibility are related to each other. Authority means the right to give orders while the responsibility means be accountable. So to whomsoever the authority is given to exact obedience must be held accountable for anything that goes wrong. So yan, authority and responsibility is related to each other. So meaning, if you have the authority, dapat you held accountable or responsible sa magiging consequences ng anumang utos or kakalabasan ng trabahong ginawa mo. So number 2 is discipline. Discipline, it refers to the obedience, behavior, respect shown by the employees towards other. Unity of command. According to this principle, an individual in the organization must receive orders from only one supervisor. So, dito, kailangan isa lang ang boss mo or isa lang ang nakakasakop under sa'yo. Parang sa isang division, merong division manager, and under that is merong each supervisor sa bawat section. So, next is the unity of direction. All the individual or groups performing different kinds of a task must be directed towards the common objective of the organization. So, dapat iisa lang ang goal natin, iisa lang ang goal ng isang organization. Next is the subordination of individual interest to general. The individual and organizational interest must coincide to get the task accomplished. So, dapat nag-limit parehas yung kanilang interest, parehas sila ng interest so that they achieve their goal. Number 7, remuneration of personnel. The payment method should be fair enough such that the both employees and the employees are satisfied. So, ito yung compensation sa bawat personnel. So, number 8, centralization. Defines as the means of reducing the importance of subordinates role in the organization. And the extent to which the authority is centralized or decentralized depends on organization type in which the manager is working. Number 9, scholar chain. Scholar chains means there should be a proper hierarchy in the organization that facilitates the proper flow of the authority and communication. Down to the lowest employee. Ito po ang sinasabi sa scholar chain. Order. Systematic arrangement of things and people in the organization, meaning a right man should be in the right job. Number 11, equity. All the employees in the organization must be treated equally with respect to justice and kindness. Stability of tenure. So, number 12 is kulang po ang ilagay ko. So, sa number 12 is stability of tenure po yan. Retained in the organization as no appointments will incur with selection and training cost. So, kailangan dito meron kang yung term of service mo or yung permanent post mo is stable po. Number 13, initiative. The manager must motivate his subordinates to think and take actions to execute the plan. They must be encouraged to take initiative as this increases the zeal and energy among the individuals. So, kailangan yung manager is to take initiative para motivate or pataasin yung passion ng kanyang mga employees. Next po is the esprit de corps. Means unity is strength. Every individual must work together to gain synergy and establish cordial relation with each other. So dito sa esprit de corps, kailangan daw ng isang unity. So pag nagkaroon ng isang unity, or interaction or cooperation, they will achieve their goal in their project. So next po is the bureaucratic management theory of by Max Weber. Bureaucracy is an organizational structure that is characterized by many rules, standardized process, procedures, and requirements, number of desks, meticulous division of labor and responsibility, clean hierarchies, and professional, almost impersonal interaction between employees. So si Max Weber is a German sociologist. Ang pronunciation pala ng is Weber po ang pronunciation ng kanyang surname. He's the one proposed bureaucracy as the optimum form of organization. He believed bureaucracy was the most efficient way to set up an organization and administration. Everyone is treated equal and the division of labor is clearly described for each employee. In this theory, selection and promotion only occur on the basis of technical qualifications. Max Weber has three types of power can be found in organization, which is the traditional power, charismatic power, and legal power. All aspects of democracy are organized on the basis of rules and laws, making the principle established jurisdiction to them. So, meron siyang three elements that support bureaucratic management. First is the all regular activities within bureaucracy can be regarded as official duties. So, lahat ng ginagawa mo sa trabaho mo is considered na official duties. Number 2, management has the authority to impose rules. So, syempre, kung sino ang nakakataas, siya may authority na mag-set ng rules and regulations under sa isang office or sa isang organization. 3, rules can easily be respected on the basis of established methods. So, according sa bureaucratic theory ni Max Weber, bureaucracy is the basis for the systematic formation of an organization and is designed to ensure efficiency and economic effectiveness. It is an ideal model for management and its administration to bring an organization's power, structure, into focus. With this observation, he lays down the basic principles of bureaucracy. So ito yung 6 principle ng bureaucratic management theory. Number 1 is task specialization. So dito, under siya ng specialization and division of labor. So you need na task is divided into simple routine categories on the basis of competencies and functional specialization. So kung ano yung category, halimbawa, CPA ka dapat dividing the work on the basis of specialization. The organization directly benefits. Each department has specific powers. Going beyond the responsibilities and taking on tasks of colleagues is not permitted within bureaucracy. Number 2, hierarchical of authority. In this, managers are organized into hierarchical layer where each layer of management is responsible for its staff and overall performance. The hierarchy of authority is a system which different positions are related in order of precedence in which the highest rank of on the ladder has the greatest power. So kanina nabanggit mo about the hierarchy o yung para rin siyang scalar chain na from top which is the highest position and to bottom which is the lowest position. So next is the formal selection. All employees are selected on the basis of technical skills and competencies which have been acquired through training, education, experience. One of the basic principles that employees are paid for their services and that their salary is dependent on their position. So, nabanggit ko rin ito kanina which is kung ano yung tawag dito. Kung ano yung kakayahan mo, doon magbe-base yung payment para doon sa trabaho ginagawa mo. Next is the rules and requirements. Formal rules and requirements are required to ensure for uniformity so that the employees know exactly what is expected of them. In this sense, the rules and requirements can be considered predictable. All administrative processes are defined in the official rules by enforcing strict rules. The organization can more easily achieve uniformity and all employee efforts can be better coordinated. The rules and requirements are more or less stable, always formalized in so-called official reports. So next is the impersonal. Regulations and clear requirements create distant and impersonal relationships between employees, with the additional advantage of preventing nepotism or involvement from outsiders or politics. These impersonal relationships are the prominent features of bureaucracies. Interpersonal relationships are solely characterized by a system of public law and rules and requirements. Decisions are solely made on the basis of rational factors rather than personal factors. So dito sa impersonal, ina-avoid nila yung nepotism or yung paggamit ng isang posisyon ng tao para mailagay niya yung isang tao na gusto niya na ilagay sa position o yung paggamit ng pwesto niya katulad most commonly hindi naman nawawala sabi natin sa government yan laging nagkakaroon ng nepotism. So such is the career orientation. Employees of a bureaucratic organization are selected on the basis of their expertise. This helps in the employment of the right people in the right position and thereby optimally utilizing human capital. So ito, sa career orientation nga, kung sino ang karapat-dapat or sino ang qualified na isang position na yun, he or she be the one na dapat ilagay dun sa position na yun. So, ang advantages ng bureaucratic theory ni Max Weber is that large organization with many hierarchical layers can become structured and work effectively. It is precisely the established rules and procedures that allows for high efficiency and consistent execution of work by all employees. So kung merong advantage dito, meron din disadvantages sa theory ni Max Weber, which is bureaucracy is characterized by a large amount of red tape, paperwork, many desks, certain office culture, and slow bureaucratic communication due to its hierarchical layers, which is commonly nangyari is sa government government most commonly nangyari yun. So next is the human relation approach of Elton Mayo. See, according to this approach, management is the study of behavior of people at work. This study brought out for the first time the important relationship between social factors and productivity. Because of this human relations approach, it was realized that productivity depended largely upon the satisfaction of the employees in work situations. Human relations school of thought are of the view that the effectiveness of any organization depends on the quality of relationships among the people working in the organization. It concentrates on people and their behavior within the formal and informal organization. So tama na may sinabi nila na kapag nagkakasundo ang isang tao sa isang workplace, syempre mas masaya and nagagawa nila ng tama ang kanilang trabaho or task na kailangan nilang ma-accomplish. So the main features of a human relation approach, ito, managers must have a basic understanding of human behavior in all aspects. Number 2, managers must study the interpersonal relations among the people at work. So dapat kilalanin ng managers yung mga tao niya or yung mga employees under his or her supervision. So good human relation is equal to larger production and higher motivation. So kapag yun nga, sabi ko kapag magkakasundo sila, mas naging maganda yung kinakalabasan ng trabaho nila. The study of management must draw the concept and principle of various behavioral sciences like psychology and sociology. And see, so nakaka-develop si Elton Mayo ng isang experiment which is called the Hawthorne experiments. Number 1 is the illumination experiment. Number is elimination experiments. It was revealed that the productivity could be increased not only by improving the working environment but also through informal social relation among the members of the working groups. So number 2 is relay assembly classroom experiment. In this experiment, a small homogeneous working group was constituted. Several new elements were introduced in the work environment such as shorter working hours, proper rest periods, improved physical conditions, friendly supervision, free social interaction among the group. During the period of experiment, productivity and moral increased. Productivity and moral were maintained even if the improvements in the working conditions were withdrawn. The researchers concluded that socio-psychological facts such as the feelings of the being important, recognition, participation, informal work group, non-direct group supervision held the key for high productivity. Next is the mass interviewing program. A large number of workers were interviewed to know that their perception and orientation in working life. The result, again, confirmed the importance of informal relations, social and psychological needs, and their impact on the behavior of the workers. Number 4, bank-wiring observation room experiment. A group of 14 workers was observed with regard to their work behavior. The observation revealed that informal production norms set by workers and the existence of informal relation in the group. So, meron mga conclusion na nabuo about sa Hawthorne experiment na nabanggit ko. First na sasabi doon is the workers spontaneously form small informal groups. The norms and values of such groups have significant influence on behavior and performance of the workers. So, physical conditions of work have some influence on the workers' moral and productivity. But the interpersonal relations, attitude of the supervisors and the other social psychological factors have a far greater influence. The workers are not mere economic men motivated by money alone. They respond to the total work situation including recognition, participation. Next po is the general system theory of Ludwig von BERTALANFFY. According to this theory, it premises that complex systems share organizing principles which can be discovered and modeled mathematically. Bertalanffy general system theory refers to an organized body of knowledge, any systematically presented set of concepts, whether empirical, axiomatic, or philosophical. Being modern a theory, it is a new paradigm for conducting inquiry. So, system science description, the scientific exploration and theory of system in the various sciences and general system theory as doctrine of principles applying to systems or defined as subclasses of system. So, sa system scientific theory, it says na previous technology could not handle the complexity related to systems. Sinasabi rin na system problems or problems of interrelations of a great number of variables. Concepts involved dito sa system science description is yung informations, feedback, control, stability, and this ay so yung mga concepts na involved po sa system science description. So next is the systems philosophy. So under systems philosophy, under ang systems ontology, which is the underlying principles or theories which is defined as and describe a system is not a question with an obvious trivial answer. So meaning po ng ontology is the nature of existence and being. Next is the system epistemology. It is the underlying principles or theories that form the basis of the field of knowledge of system. So, epistemology naman, it is the origin of nature, methods, and limits of human knowledge. So, next is the values. Values, the relations of meaning, the man and world. If reality is a hierarchy of organized rules, the image of man will be different from what is world or physical particles governed by chance events as ultimate and only true reality. So next is wait lang po. So the necessity of this systems approach is that the necessity and feasibility of a system approach became apparent only recently. It is necessity resulted from the fact that the mechanistic scheme of isolatable causal trains and meristic treatment had proved insufficient to deal with the theoretical problems. So next po natin is theory X and theory Y of Douglas MacGregor. So theory X and theory Y are the theories of motivation given by Douglas MacGregor in 1960s. These theories are based on the premise that management has to assemble all the factors of production, including human being, to get the work done. So meaning po ng theory X is authorization or pagiging authoritarian nila or pagiging solo, and yung kanya-kanya, in the theory Y is the participative. So under the theory X, relies on the authoritarian style of management where the managers are required to give instruction and keep a close check on each employee, as it is assumed the employees are not motivated and they dislike working. So dito sa theory X na kanya-kanya nga yung bawat tao dito sa kind of kind of theory. Wait lang po. So yun, and sa theory Y naman po is relies on the participative style of management where the managers assume that the employees are self-directed and self-motivated to accomplish the organizational objectives. Thus, here the management attempts to get the maximum output with the least efforts of their part. So dito, yun nga, sa theory X is naghihintay sila ng instruction or ng order galing sa mas nakakataas sa kanila. Samantalang sa theory Y naman is meron silang motivation or meron silang kusa na gawin or mag-self sila tawag dito. Nagdawin nila ng kusa yung isang isang trabaho na binigay sa kanila. So, Theory X and Theory Y are two contrasting models that depict the set of assumptions and a manager hold on his employees, which may or may not coincide with their general way of behaving. Therefore, these theories are based on the attitude, not attributes. So, that's end of my report. Thank you po. Okay na po dun. Tapos na po. Na po yung last.